Hello, this is Socrates for I Am 3D Graphics. Today we're going to finish putting in our image planes that we created in the first two videos. So we're just going to drag out a box here, set up our dimensions of our Bugatti. If you go online and do a research, you can see that the length of the car is 1.999 meters, 4.462 meters in length, and in height it's 1.204 meters. So we're just going to put those dimensions in our numerics panel. Just hit N to bring up the numerics panel. It brings it up. We type those values in. Once those are in, you just hit Enter to accept the size, and then we can close the box. To Enter. So that's our box. We're going to take it, hit F3 to rest the box on the Z-X or plane. Bring up our display options, and we're going to start putting in our backdrops. We hit the backdrop tab. We're in the top left. To the top left, we want our top panel. So we're going to go ahead and load that panel. We're going to go into our documents. Bugatti, that's where we saved everything from our previous video. There's our top image. We're going to apply it. Now it comes in at a default. If you look at the size, it's really small. It's like half of a millimeter. So go ahead and just hit auto size, and the image snaps into the box. If you go into the top right, notice you cannot apply a backdrop image in the perspective view. That's all I'm trying to show you there. And go into the bottom left. We want a front. You apply that again. Came in pretty decent size, just offset. We just hit automatic size. It snaps to the inside the box. Do the same thing with our side view in the bottom right. Hit automatic size. So that's it for putting in backdrop images in orthogonal views. Now we just want to save this. So we just go to Save All Backdrop Images, type in a name. It gives you a CFG file. I've already have one in there. I'm just going to overwrite it. So anytime I want to bring in these backdrop images, I can just go into my display options, go into the backdrops tab, and then ask it to load backdrop images, and it'll do it automatically. I'm going to get rid of this box. It's going to make it really hard to model, because at some point I do want to be able to click on that box and see what's going on. Right now we're going to check our orientation to make sure that if I'm at the front of the car, that the side view does see the front of the car. When I at the back of the car, yes, I'm at the back of the car. That was really important, orienting those images in our previous video. Otherwise, things would have been looking really, really hairy when you were trying to model, trying to figure out why things weren't oriented properly. So get rid of our box, hit the space bar to get rid of our circle. So now we're going to create 4 boxes. I'm going to start in the top view. I'm going to go over to hit the numerics key to bring up the numerics panel. All we need on this one is the width and depth. There's no height here, because it's just we just want flat planes in our perspective view. 4.446. Sorry, that's 4.462. Hit Enter to accept the tool. Hit F3 to rest it on the ground. And it also centers it on the, F3 also centers, plus laying the plane on the ground. So now we're going to go and make sure we're in polygonal mode. We hit Q to get into the surface name or change surfaces. We're going to assign a surface name to the flat image. We're going to call it top because that's where our top image is going to be setting. We need to make another box for the side image. And we're just roughing out. It doesn't have to be exact, because when we get into the numerics panel, that's where we're going to get a more precise dimension of the box. So we just hit N again. This time all we want is height and depth to 1.206 meters. Tab 4.462. Tab. And just hit enter. Close the numerics panel. Hit enter. Spacebar to drop the tool. Hit F3. The plane is on the ground. We need to assign a name. I'll show you it's just a one-sided polygon. Lightwave by default only creates one-sided polygons. I'm going to call that side. Spacebar to deselect or the question mark to deselect the tool, or the selection, my bad. And we're going to do the same thing for the side, which gives me the front view. Click N to bring up the numerics panel. We just need width and height in this case. Tab, hit enter. Close the numerics panel. So because Lightwave by default creates a one-sided poly, it looks like there's nothing there. But if I click where that box is supposed to be, there is a box there. But what I want is a two-sided polygon, but really not a two-sided polygon. I want two polys. So what I'm going to do is copy this polygon. Then I'm going to paste it in place. So copy with Control-C, paste it Control-V, and then I'm going to hit F to flip the new polygon. So now what I have are two default polygons with the name of default sitting back to back. So what I want to do is click one of the polygons, bring up the surface, not the surface editor, but the change surface name, hit Q. I'm going to call this one back. Then I'm going to go to the other side, or deselect it, or just hit the question mark. Select the front polygon, and I'm going to call that one front. Hit Q to deselect, or just click in the null area. So nothing's selected. If I spin this around, I should see fully populated polygons. Another way to bring up the surface, to change surface names, is just go down to the bottom, and you can click on surface. That also Q is a shortcut there. Now we're going to open up the surface editor and start applying our images in the perspective view. So we took the back polygon, we applied a back to it. It's the texture plane that's going down, or texture axis always is perpendicular to the plane that you're trying to populate. So in this case, it is the z-axis, but the image is coming in by one squares, which is not what we want. We want it to be the size of our image plane, which was the whole point of us creating a box. We just come down here, hit automatic size, and the image snaps into our box, just like we did with the background images in the orthogonal views. We're going to change the transparency. We just highlight that, type 50, hit enter. Do the same thing with the front view. Apply the front pane. Make sure it's on the z-axis. We're just going to click automatic sizing. And if you see, the X and Y values have snapped to the sizes of our boxes. We're going to go in here and we'll just double check it. Yes, that's That looks correct. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and change the transparency. We're just going to hit this left click on the scroll bar and drag to the right. It's much easier just to highlight and click. I just want to show you the two different methods of changing the values in these windows. In the side view, I want to make a double-sided because I want to be able to look at the image from either side. Apply the side. I'm on the z-axis, which runs parallel. It's not perpendicular to the plane that we need to put the image on. So I want to make sure that I'm on the x-axis, and I'm right. But now my images are coming in a little funky. They're coming in, again, with the 1x1 squares. So I hit automatic size, and it snaps to the size of the plane. And it's on both sides, which is exactly what we want. Come down here, change our transparency, bring it up to 50%. Just highlight it, type 50 and hit enter. We're going to do the same thing with our top view. Select our top plane. Again, we're on the z-axis, which one's perpendicular, or excuse me, parallel. We need to change it to the y, hit automatic sizing, and our image should be applied properly. Again, highlight transparency, bring it up to 50%, and hit enter. Now the last thing we need to do is take a look at moving the back and front images, because right now if I look at the back of the car, or if I stand at the back of the car, I'm looking at the front of the car in the image, in one of the image planes. Likewise, if I go to the front of the car, I'm looking at the back of the car. That's not what we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight these images. We're going to drag the back to the front and the front to the back. And you'll see why that makes sense here in a minute. So go ahead and select the image. And go down into the side view, or the side orthogonal view, which is to the right. Hit T to move. You're going to hit Control to constrain the movement along the axis so it doesn't move up and down. And it's taking the front, moving it to the back of the car. We're going to hit F to flip. So now, when I go to the front of the car, go back into my perspective view, I can see the front of the car. We deselect it by clicking in the null space there. We're going to select the back of the car. I'm going to drag that to the front. Same thing, T, Control to move, or press Control, left click and drag to the right to move. Hit F to flip. All right. The beauty of one-sided polygons. So now when I go to the back of the car, I see the back of the car. When I go to the front of the car, I see the front of the car. That'll be important when we're modeling. So now at this point, all we need to do is save the image. I already have it. I already have an image saved as, or an object saved as Bugatti. And you also notice in our first layer, we have a small triangle that tells us that this layer is populated already. But we do not have it named, and it needs the object needs to be saved. I'm just doing some quick inspection here, trying to figure out. I mean, there's some tweaking that has to be done with and we'll do that in the next video because I want to make sure that everything is resting where it's supposed to be. I'm just going to hit File, Save Object, go to our Documents, Bugatti, Objects. I have a Bugatti Lightwave object already there. We're going to hit Save. Overwrite it. Yep, and that's it for putting in an image plane and image planes in perspective view. So backdrop images and image planes in the perspective view in Lightwave. This is Socrates for IM3D Graphics, out.